G'day guys, we're very lucky today to have Hawthorn's first 2 draft picks of our most recent draft, Connor MacDonald and Josh Ward. So we've had heaps of questions around players that are aspiring to be drafted, both male and female, so I thought no better place to start than having 2 players that are doing it right now. So thanks boys so much. I know everyone on the app really appreciates it. So my first question, and a lot of these questions have come from fans, take us back to draft night, and firstly like how it felt to be drafted. Like obviously a pretty cool moment to share with your family and stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome for me personally. I was at my manager's house with a few other boys as well who he managed, so there was a massive group of people there.
Who's your manager?
Robbie Duraz, yeah. So yeah, we were at Paul Connor's house with another boy who got drafted to Richmond, so that was just a pretty cool experience to have our families there, heaps of mates and stuff, and we got picked, I got picked 2 picks before him, so it was like a bit of nervous energy.
What number did you get?
26, and then he went 28. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that was just awesome. Just as soon as they read your name out, just like everyone just gets up and about. Yeah, you can't really remember it. Just very shocked. So yeah, awesome memories.
Yeah, for me, I think I was kind of lucky that I sort of knew I'd go around the mark on that first night, so I didn't have as much of the nerves about not getting drafted. It was more I was. Pretty nervous about where I'd end up. Like I was a huge Hawks fan growing up, so I really wanted to.
It's crazy how that's worked out.
Yeah,
it's pretty
it was
cool.
insane. So I really wanted to get to Hawks, but I was hearing some things before the draft, like a bit of chatter that they were interested in some other players, and weren't sure. So I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. And then when my name got called out, it was just the best feeling. And like had my grandpa there, his dad played for Hawthorn.
That's epic.
My whole family are Hawks fans, so they all loved it.
That's cool. Isn't it weird? Like you always hear stories around because the clubs don't want to give away like who they're going to pick.
Yeah.
So they might. Like the club that gives you absolute donuts when you're going through the interviews actually can be the team that picks you.
Yeah, there was
and
a lot
like
of cat and mouse
a lot of games, and like even like you feel sorry for some guys. Like I know in my draft here, there's a few players that were told, you know, we guarantee you we're going to take you at this pick, and similar, they get all their families and friends over, and then they don't get picked.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a bit of a tough experience. But was there any other clubs that showed like really keen interest on both of you?
Yeah, so probably throughout the whole year, I thought I was going to Carlton. They were pretty adamant and pretty keen, so had a few sort of inklings. But the team that I ended up getting picked by in Hawthorn actually played a straight bat the whole year and didn't really give away too much. So I'd really, no idea that I was going to get picked at all. And just on draft night, it was actually a bit of a surprise. Like I was really shocked. Had no idea. So throughout all the interviews and the whole process throughout the year, Hawthorn didn't really give away anything, and then. They called my name out, but I think that was probably the best part of it. They didn't really give away anything.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was good.
Yeah, I was similar. I spoke to Hawthorn once, but after that, nothing. Like spoke to another.
Crazy. So many games, so many mind games. What about like we've touched on this a bit already, but like walking into the footy club, like I take myself back to when I was drafted to Sydney Swans, Adam Goods, Jude Bolton, Jared Rigo, like superstars of the game, and obviously we got some pretty high quality players here as well. Do you remember like your first day and how you feel? Like were you so nervous and then what's your experience been of the footy club? You've only been here for a few months, both of you, but how have you found it?
Well, for me walking in, like I was just sort of surrounded by like people I'd watched growing up. Like,
literally your idols.
Yeah, Jack Gunston shook my hand. Luke Lewis came up to me and like that was just insane. But I guess since then, I feel like Connor's been the same. We both sort of felt like we've been accepted by the group and settled in, and like sort of just feels like we're part of the team now. Like sort of
100%.
Like the it sort of fades away a little bit pretty quickly. Like sort of feeling starstruck and stuff, and you just got to get stuck into training. Like once you get into a few tough pre-season sessions, like you stop feeling sort of amazed by it and just try and get a game.
That's very similar to me. Like coming in, you see all these guys on TV and you think they're so like famous and like prestigious, and then you sort of walk by them or they say good day, and you just sort of had to like calm down a little bit and not get too excited or give away too much. So it was a bit surreal for the first few days. Just like, guys, it really like this is real. Like this is my job. So that was pretty incredible. But after a few weeks, you're sort of in an environment and everyone's sort of very down to earth. It's just an awesome environment, and I think we've been welcomed. Really well, and really enjoying our time now, and everyone's sort of getting around us and being really good.
That's good. Once Gunners starts taking the piss out of your black boots, it's just part of the team.
It's a good. Or once you start getting a good nickname or something, you're in. What about like if footy didn't work out for you guys? Because I guess everyone on the app, like there are people that want to make AFL, both boys and girls, and then there's people that just want to have fun. Like, it's important to have a well-balanced life, and it's like you're obviously starting uni. I don't know if you are as well, Connor, but what would you guys have done if you weren't going to play footy? Like, if it didn't work out?
Yeah, well, it's definitely like vital to have balance. Like, even if you do make it, you've got to have something else that you're doing. And like footy, such an unpredictable sport. Like an injury can end it all pretty suddenly. So, for me, I'm doing uni. I'm just working through 2 subjects a semester now. See how we go with that.
He's actually a genius. He's lying to everyone. 90. What was the ATAR?
Yeah, it was 99.45. But
you should probably retire now and go do something. You can make way more money doing
Doctor, lawyer.
Yeah, honestly, I had no other
become
plans.
the team doc.
I had no other plans apart from footy my whole life, really.
See
how we go.
Yeah, for me, obviously it's very important to have a backup plan. So always wanted to play footy, and pretty lucky, and just sort of very honoured that I get to do this now. So very happy that I'm able to do this, but always very important to have a fallback plan. So started uni as well, just completing a few subjects in a semester, and I always sort of wanted to do something with sport, whether it was post footy or if footy didn't work out, I wanted to do something with sport. So I really wanted to be a PE teacher, so I'm going along the teaching lines, and maybe post footy do something with PE teaching at a secondary school or something.
Yeah, awesome. One footy one. So obviously coming through the under 18 system, like we talked about it before we started recording this, but when I started playing, like the whole concept of team defence, like you come in and a lot of the under 18 footy is one-on-one, and you have your opponents, beat your opponent, which is very simple, and then coming into a AFL team, it's all about defending as a team. How can you get one player to defend 2 to get an advantage in another part of the ground? How have you found learning all that stuff? And has it been brand new, and has it been a lot to take in, or?
Yeah, well, for me, I feel like in juniors, like there's so much focus on ball movement and offense, and sort of what you do when you've got the ball.
No
like
defense.
We did nothing or barely anything about sort of like how to defend as a team. Like we did a fair bit of, I guess, tackling and like how to make that tackle, and maybe a bit of like D2, which is sort of the next closest defender. But nothing with sort of cyclone and all that stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, definitely on Wardy's point, I think in the under 18s it's such a big focus on trying to get drafted and trying to get your name out there, so you do a lot of offense or stuff that sort of looks good, but since coming in here there's just such a big structure on team defence, and just so many little things that we've sort of never really picked up on. I think just positioning and sort of a lot of communication that really helps out there that we sort of didn't really notice or didn't really focus on.
As a spectator, like the information you know now, like when watching footy previously, you would never have thought of it.
Exactly.
I could imagine, and now probably when you watch it, you're thinking about all these little things.
For sure.
What about like who's a player you want to like emulate around the league? Like who'd you grow up like? Who's your favourite player, and like who do you play similar to?
Yeah, I was a Collingwood supporter growing up, so my favourite player was Dale Thomas. Just loved, he was pretty electric.
Weird you playing Collingwood in your first
that's what I mean. I was told a few boys that. First sort of competitive game playing against a team that I grew up supporting.
Scotty Pendlebury was just one of my idols. Like
he'll be playing.
So it'd be weird to line up against him. I don't know if I'll play on him, but he came to a like footy camp that I was doing when I was about probably 8 or 9.
Did you get a photo?
I don't know if I got a photo with him, but I remember him like watching a lot of the drills and giving some pointers, and he was just such a good bloke, and so I looked up to him since then.
Any sort of new sort of players that you sort of model your game on?
Definitely Scotty's one.
Still?
Sure. Like
still going
just
at
his
34,
awareness.
isn't he?
It's incredible.
Last question, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
I feel like this is always a funny one that people want to know. So pre-game superstitions. I filled up my car with petrol before a game once. It was like one of my first games at Sydney. Played the best game I'd played. And then the next week went to go to the game, and my car was pretty much full, but I topped it up with petrol. It was just like a weird thing. I don't know why I did it.
Yeah.
Not saying you guys are going to go to that level, but is there anything like you guys do, anything you eat, anything you have to wear, like for when you play footy?
Yeah, I'm always just a big pasta eater before the night before a game, so that's just my ritual. And then I've got like this little sort of podcast music thing that I listen to, a bit of relaxing music, and I just do some rolling and stretching the night before a game. So that's probably
it's more of a routine, I guess.
Yeah, more of a routine, but on sort of superstitions, just like on game, not really game, but any sort of training or games, I've just always got to have my shoelaces tucked into my boots. I just feel like
Balances you out.
Yeah, balances me out. Feel like real good when the laces are tucked in. So anytime they're out, I just try and tuck them back in.
If I'm playing against you, I'm just going to say.
Yeah.
Just reach over and dunk.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty similar to Connor. I haven't really got any big superstitions, but just big routine person. So pass the before the night before, and I generally try and just walk the dog for a bit the night before as well, and then game day. The only thing I kind of do is I wear skins. For games, I never train in skins, but playing for some reason. But I've just always done that since I was about 8. So
Are you still filling up the carb for a game?
I've stopped doing that.
Yeah, okay.
It was just unnecessary. I think literally when you're putting $2 of petrol in, it's not really doing much for you.
Yeah.
All right, one number. What's your bench press now? So we get you on ball magnets down the track. We'll compare it.
Yeah, well, we both went 87.5 the other
3 reps?
Yeah, 3
reps.
reps.
But next time they're going to be 100.
Yeah, I reckon we'll try and get up to 90 next session and just put it up to 100.
Just chip away.
Next time we appear on ball magnets,
You'll be there. Thanks heaps, boys. Appreciate it. I'm going to play a lot of footy for the club. Can't wait to play with you boys. It's going to be awesome. But I hope everyone enjoyed that. 2 absolute stars of the future. And hopefully you learn a lot for those aspiring to be drafted.